Have you been struggling for a long time finally getting your abs to show? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can finally lose that last bit of stubborn belly fat, or if you already have lost that last bit of stubborn belly fat, how you can make those abs pop. Let's get into it.
Like old times.
What is going on, aliens? I'm Mike Rosa, and I'm not going to waste any of your time, so let's get right into this topic. A lot of my clients really struggle to lose that last bit of stubborn belly fat that's covering their abs. Or, on the other hand, they actually don't have a high body fat percentage. They just don't have a strong foundation that's going to make their abs actually pop and show really well. So let me give you a little story of my own, actually, because I can really relate to the situation. When I first started working out, I wanted a six-pack more than anything. I'd be doing abs like crazy. I'd be doing a ton of cardio, all in hopes of getting abs. But the problem was, no matter how much work I put in on getting my abs, on top of doing all that cardio, my abs just never showed. And it was crazy because I was working them like crazy, so they were sore all the time. It felt like I was making a difference, but every time I'd lift my shirt up, I'd be really disappointed because the results weren't showing. I bet a lot of you can relate to that. How many of you work your ass off and think you're doing it right, and then you just get disappointed by the results and you're completely demotivated? Not seeing results is the most demotivating thing. It got to a point for me that I literally thought I was genetically unable to actually get six-pack abs. That sounds crazy, I know, but when you work your ass off for something so long and you never see those results, you start making excuses for yourself to rationalize the situation that's going on here. And I'll give you an even further example of an embarrassing story that I went through for like 2 years when I first started trying to get abs. I would literally lift my shirt up after I had a killer ab session. My abs would be on fire, and I'd show my friends and I'd be all confident. I'd be like, yo, check these babies out. And they'd be like, dude, nothing has fucking changed. And I'd just be like, what the fuck is going on? So, and at that point in time, I was not wrong. I was doing everything right. So I thought, okay, I'm just gonna keep hammering my abs. I'm gonna work them harder and harder. I'm gonna do tougher ab exercises. I'm gonna add more weight. I'm gonna just make them absolutely destroyed, so they're gonna be forced to grow. There's no way if they're hurting all the time that they're not gonna grow, right? Like, as someone who just loves working out and honestly loves the pain of working out, like that pump, that soreness, you freaking strive for that every day. And you think in the beginning that if you just keep getting more sore, that's gonna actually get you the results you want faster. Like, if I do 1,000 crunches, or I can do a plank with 6 plates on my back, I'm gonna have these abs that are bulging out of my stomach, and everyone's gonna be like, oh damn, this kid's doing it right. Well, unfortunately, that's just not how it works, and I had to learn that the hard way myself. I'm one of those people who learns a lot better from trial and error than just from doing research alone. So I kind of had to go through the experience myself in order to truly discover what actually worked. And the thing is, for my situation, it was always I had that last bit of stubborn belly fat covering my abs. And one of the things that really restricted me was I didn't have a goal in order to actually reach the ideal goal I thought I had. And let me explain that better for you, because that probably didn't make a ton of sense. What I mean is, I wanted these six-pack abs, but I didn't want to lose weight. I didn't really consider losing body fat. I just wanted six-pack abs. So in my eyes, at this point in time, that just meant, okay, I'm gonna do a ton of ab exercises and it'll have to come in. But everything changed when I decided I was gonna do my first powerlifting meet. And now you're probably thinking, abs and powerlifting, that doesn't really correlate. Well, the thing is, when I first decided I was gonna compete, I made a goal for myself to compete in the 165-pound weight class. I was 185 pounds at the time, and the reason I made that goal for myself was if I kept the same numbers, my first powerlifting competition in the RPS Federation for 18 to 19 years old, I was 19 years old when I first competed, I would have a New England record for the bench press. So again, I was 185 pounds at this point, but I was determined to lose those 20 pounds to get into the 165-pound weight class in order to break that bench press record. This was the first time in my life I had an actual goal to lose weight. It wasn't just about getting muscles or six-pack abs. I actually had a goal to lose weight because I had an end goal to strive for. Now, me wanting six-pack abs was still a goal because I never actually got that before, even though I was busting my ass for almost 2 full years at this point. I continued doing my intense ab work, hence the creation of all my intense 5-minute Tabata ab routines, but I didn't just work out to destroy my abs and hope that was gonna create a six-pack. I kind of toned it back actually with the ab work. I did it a lot smarter. I ended up actually separating the groupings of how I was working my abs. So for example, Monday I'd hit upper abs, and then Tuesday I'd hit lower abs, and then Wednesday I'd hit obliques, and then I'd repeat that process. I wouldn't be working all of my abs all at once every single day to a point that they were literally on fire 24/7, never actually giving them a real chance to grow because I kept breaking them down. And now, since my goal was to lose this weight, I retraced my roots of how I got into fitness, which the first program I ever did was Insanity by Shaun T, and that was all this high intensity interval training training, and that was the point I first noticed an actual change in my body. So I started incorporating Tabata cardio into my programming. And also, I cleaned up my diet for the first time ever. Started monitoring my calories and actually held myself accountable to stay on track. This is the first time I actually had sustainable weight loss, and it was over actually a long period of time. I didn't try to do this weight loss over a couple weeks period. I was actually consistent with my diet for over a 4-month period. And I have never done anything like this before, so this was completely new to me. And I said before, the way my personality is, I learn a lot better through trial and error than just hearing someone else talk about it. So I did a lot of self-experimenting. I was following a strength lifting program that I created. I was doing Tabata cardio every day after my workout, so 6 days a week. I was trying different foods, I was doing different ab routines, I was playing around with my body to see what worked and see just how it responded best. And like I said before, this was the first time I ever really had a focus to actually stay on track with my diet, to actually hold myself accountable for cardio, and to lose weight for an end goal. And after almost 2 full years of a main goal being getting six-pack abs and never getting there, it was after finally putting these little pieces together and holding myself accountable and realizing that it didn't just mean doing an hour of ab work every single day and to the point where I literally could barely move my stomach, that then finally the ab shreds started coming in more and more. Do you know what it's like seeing new shreds when you've never seen them before? It is the most motivating feeling. You're like, yo, I see a vein, I want that, I want more. And you know what? Let me get you a little bit more of a visual. Alright, all of you guys ask why I don't do my videos shirtless. Well, fuck that, I'm gonna do it right now. Guys, when I first started getting abs, it was the freaking best feeling ever. Now, I've been training consistently for over 6 years, and I've gone back and forth between wanting abs, meaning my main goal being strength, because I do compete in competitive powerlifting, so strength is the main priority of mine. But whenever I start to lose my abs, I'm like, fuck, I gotta go get them back again. But at this point in time, I've made it an absolute point to myself to make sure I'm rocking my abs, because I want you guys to believe in me that not only I can do it, but I know I can relate to it ton of your situations, so I want to make sure you believe you can do it. And I need to be an image to actually prove that to you. Not just so you trust me, but so you actually believe what I'm saying so you can trust yourself. Now let's backtrack a little bit to the first time I really started noticing ab development. I'm gonna give you a little graphic story right now. Guys, I was hooking up with this girl and she started counting my abs, and let me tell you, I was like on another planet when that happened. I was telling my friends about that shit for like 3 months straight. Do you know how freaking cool that is? Especially in the past when I was always lifting my shirt up and my friends would be like, dude, nothing's fucking changed. So at this point, I had a girl literally counting my abs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'd be like, this is so freaking cool! When you work so hard for something and you can finally show it off, you literally walk into a room and be like, God damn, I freaking feel on top of the world. And trust me, I don't mean that all in a cocky way, because honestly, fuck you if you're cocky. I'm a huge advocate for having confidence. And I can normally tell when someone's confident versus cocky. Cocky, you're more just a douchebag. But confidence, that resembles off your personality. That shows that you're proud of what you've accomplished and you're also willing to put in the work to work for more. That is confidence. You believe in yourself and you make your presence known. Be confident in yourself because you can do it. And if you believe you can, you're gonna give off the impression to other people that they know you can as well. But even more importantly, you're gonna have all this positive energy that's gonna reflect on everyone else around you. And those are the people I like surrounding myself with. So now that you've heard more of a story, let me actually give you some information, because I know a lot of you probably clicked on this video because you're also looking to learn, not just hear about me talking about past experiences, even though I do find those very helpful, so I hope that helped you out. Leave a comment if my stories actually pumped you up, because I love sharing them with you. But alright, let's get into it. If you're someone who struggles to lose that last bit of body fat that's covering those abs, let me give you a situation right now. First off, you need to lower that total body fat percentage. That is the most important factor, guys. You can have the best abs in the world, and they are simply just not gonna show if you have a layer of fat covering them. So you have to lower your total body fat percentage. Now guys, I have a long way I wanna go by losing my total body fat percentage. I'm gonna keep doing that, and that's why I'm doing my Bulk for Shred Life series. I want you to actually see the entire process of how I'm losing my body fat so it can help you stay on track with your ambitions. Because it is possible, but it does take time. So now if you're in that situation that you know you need to lower your total body fat percentage, let's talk quickly about how to do that. You need to be in a caloric deficit. So find your maintenance caloric value and then stay in a deficit. I like to do caloric cycling, where I'm changing around my calories actually every week, basically just to keep confusing my metabolism, but it also plays a huge mental role for me. If I keep changing around my calories, it doesn't become stagnant, so I'm able to keep actually working toward a different goal every week, and I find that personally very helpful. But when I am trying to lose that fat, that caloric cycling method is always in a deficit, and I make sure not to go too low, because I also, when I'm cutting, I don't really account for my exercise expenditure. I actually use Tabata cardio to put me in a further calorie deficit, naturally, not through the means of diet, but I use it as just a natural means to put me into a further deficit, because Tabata cardio is a fat burning machine. Not only do you create an afterburn effect where you're burning calories after you finish your HIIT circuits, so Tabata is 20 seconds of high intensity followed by 10 seconds of rest, repeated for a full 4-minute circuit for one set. I was doing 4 sets of that a day, so 16 minutes of Tabata cardio every day, and that just shreds fat like an absolute monster. You're creating an afterburn effect where you're burning calories literally for almost up to 24 hours after you even finish your Tabata circuits, but during that time you are spiking up your heart rate like crazy, and you're burning fat so much faster than you would be if you were just doing 40 minutes on a treadmill. And trust me, I have tried both methods. In the beginning, I would do treadmill for literally like an hour, and I'd lose more fat when I was doing 16 minutes of Tabata cardio. So do Tabata cardio, it works absolute wonders. And I have multiple Tabata cardio routines you can do on my channel, so you can check those out right now. Now I'm gonna get into ab work specifically, but honestly, the diet aspect and the cardio aspect gave me more abdominal results than ever just doing ab work alone. When you're first starting out, it's really crazy to wrap your head around that the diet aspect and the cardio aspect actually help you develop those abs even more so than doing ab work alone. But in my opinion, if you really want those abs to pop, and you can even get away with being at a little higher body fat percentage, you can do certain different types of ab work to really make them show. Now real quick before I get into the ab work talk, let's just quickly recap if you're in that situation where you have a little too much body fat to get those abs showing. So you're trying to lose that last bit of stubborn belly fat. Guys, monitor your calories, be in a caloric deficit, and honestly, I'm not a huge fan of using your body weight as an indicator because the scale fluctuates like crazy, but set a goal for yourself on that scale so you actually have something to work toward to give yourself an ambition to keep going with that weight loss in order to really ensure you're also ramping up that fat loss in the process. And then combine your dieting efforts with Tabata cardio every day you work out, and you're gonna be a fat burning machine, and if you stay consistent with it and keep working hard, you're gonna see that last bit of belly fat go. Trust me, it does take a little bit of time, but if you dedicate yourself, it will happen. It happened to me, it can happen to you, and it's coming from someone who thought it was genetically impossible for them to do it, so it can happen to you. And now since we're gonna get into the ab talk, I'm actually gonna switch sides real quick, meaning if you're someone who already has a really low body fat percentage, but their abs don't really pop, this gets really specific on the type of ab work you're doing. If you have a low body fat percentage and your abs aren't showing, then you need to be working on low rep ab work. This normally is an indicator that your abs are not strong enough, they're not thick enough, and they don't bulge out enough. So you need to work on expanding and thickening the blocks of the actual abdominal foundation. So that's low rep ab work, meaning your weighted ab work and your core stability ab work. So like planks, hanging leg raises, and things that really focus on actually stabilizing the entire core. That's most often the situation when people are at a low body fat percentage and their abs aren't popping. They just haven't really focused on actually developing their abs. So they gotta take the time to really strengthen and build that area. Now if you're someone like me who really spent so much time, more time than even needed, building your abs, then what you need to do when you do get down to the low body fat percentage is high rep ab work, because you have that abdominal foundation. You just also need to work on the sculpting, the detail work. Think about it, there's no point in really sculpting and defining your abs when you don't have a foundation to actually work the detail of. So you need that abdominal foundation, and then when you get that foundation, you need to actually work on doing the fine-tuned detail work with that high rep ab work. But like I said, this ab work is basically gonna be irrelevant toward your six-pack goals if you have a ton of body fat covering it. So you need to be on track with your diet, you need to monitor that caloric intake, and then I also strongly recommend that you start doing Tabata cardio. It is my favorite form of cardio, and it shreds fat like crazy, and that's gonna really help you get those results that much faster. Guys, I've been in your situation. I know how frustrating it is, especially when you're not seeing the results you want. This has worked for me, and I spent years going through trial and error, figuring out what didn't work and figuring out what has worked. And this process works for me, so I know it can work for you. We're gonna be going over way more in depth about topics like this in my Galactic Guide to Gains program, and that is only open for registration until this Wednesday. So do not miss out on this opportunity. You're gonna be getting interactive live coaching with me throughout the entire 6-week process, and I'm gonna be ensuring your success. We are not gonna let any of these mistakes that I've made in my past hold you back and hinder your success. Let's get after these gains and get them together. And I'm only taking you on 200 spots, so it is limited because of how interactive it is gonna be. So click the link in the first pinned comment or the description to make sure you sign up and don't miss out on this, because I wanna help you. I have been through so many different types of situations, and I've had to do all the experiences stages myself because I'm such a freaking head case and have to work it out for myself in order to figure out how to get to that next step. So I hope I can help you because I know what it takes and I can truly relate to your situation. I am natural. I don't take performance enhancing drugs, so you don't need some type of magic pill or a needle in the booty to actually make you get these gains. So guys, the abs are coming in more and more. Give me a few more weeks and you're gonna be like, oh shit, that's dope. And I'm gonna be freaking hyped because I'm gonna see more abdominal development than I ever have in my life, because that's one of my main goals right now, and I'm gonna make it happen. No limits, aliens. Hit that like and subscribe button for me and that notification bell right next to subscribe so you never miss a new video upload from me. I'll see you in the next one, aliens. Peace.